in LA this week.
We have a lot of our coaches out in local food banks and out today helping with the Dodgers Foundation and supporting our parents.
Do you think that the city of LA, including but beyond procurement, Gene, do we need like a small business department or some similar focused effort to lift up small businesses if we're going to assure the continued vitality of our city?
What's her name?
Luigi.
Luigi. Luigi, you hungry, Luigi?
Hello everyone, I'm Saida Pagan. Here's what's happening in LA this week. There's a popular quote that reads, "Dissent is the highest form of patriotism." And in the spirit of that idea, Los Angeles has endured a wave of protests demanding social and racial equality. But within the body of a peaceful protest, there may also lie a criminal element, trying to use civic activism as a cover for nefarious gain. The LAPD and the FBI have formed a new task force to try to weed out the worst of that criminal element.
The Safe LA Task Force was put together and directed by the Chief of Police, Michael Moore, at the beginning of June of 2020 to investigate the serious crimes that occurred during the protests. We had 5 attempt murders of police officers. We had 139 assaults with a deadly weapon on police officers and civilians, and 14 batteries on a police officer. We had 10 arson crimes of note. We have 7 police vehicles that many of you have seen destroyed. We have 20 identified looting-related crimes.
The FBI respects and supports those who are exercising their First Amendment rights, including the right to peacefully protest.
Under the cover of legitimate protests and demonstrations, there are acts of violence. That is when we come into play and ultimately do these investigations.
A reward of up to $10,000 is being offered in exchange for information that leads to an arrest in any of the cases being profiled.
So today we have established a website to receive the tips, to receive videos and other evidence, www.lapd.org/safe-LA-tips, or you can call 213-486-6840.
Like many businesses facing economic challenges brought on by the pandemic, the UCLA Medical Center in West LA has had to make some very difficult budgetary decisions. But the frontliners facing these layoffs are not taking the news sitting down.
UC, you're no good! Treat your workers like you should! UC, you're no good! Treat your workers like you should!
UCLA wants to lay off 3,000 people across the UCLA board.
We're here to fight for our jobs.
They are nurses, they are MRI techs, they are x-ray techs, they are cafeteria people who prepare the food for the patients.
We've been working through the pandemic. We are the frontline people that have been here since the pandemic. It's pretty upsetting knowing that UCLA wants to lay off 3,000 frontline workers.
What do we want? Job security! When do we want it? Now!
They're saying that the budget, it's all about the money. That's the rationale.
So we feel like we've been kicked in the chest, basically, by UCLA.
No layoff! No layoff! No layoff! No layoff!
We fought 3 years to sign a contract with UCLA in the first place. We signed a contract and now you're going to tell us you want to lay us off. We don't want to do that. We are not having it. We're going to keep doing this until they hear us.
If your neighborhood is anything like mine, then you've been hearing fireworks since early June. And if this year is like previous years, the rockets will be firing off well after July 4th. We sat down with Council Member Gil Cedillo and the LAFD to talk about the dangers of illegal fireworks and how to keep Angelenos of all ages safe this time of year.
This year, more so than other years in the past, it's difficult for us to kind of, restrain that energy and to hold back. So what's happening now is people are taking those fireworks and they're doing their own little displays. The challenge, though, for us is that it's not legal in Los Angeles to set up those fireworks. And it's not legal for one purpose. It's not safe.
I think the biggest hazard to the public is injury from fireworks. If you are a parent of a child, don't put your children in peril. Don't buy them fireworks. Don't give them money to go buy fireworks. It is hazardous. It's heartbreaking to see a child lose a finger or an eye, and it's permanent. We in Los Angeles live in an area that's arid, it's dry, and where a cycle of fires happen routinely. It doesn't take much for grass to become cured and then receptive to as a fuel bed for any type of spark. So that is my fear, is when I'm driving down the roadway and I'm watching these fireworks in these hillside communities, that's my fear. So I look at a lot of these neighborhoods that they live in these neighborhoods and they're playing with these fireworks. It's not a smart thing to do.
If you don't know the address of the fireworks that you're hearing or seeing, but you have a general area like a cross street, cross section, an intersection, or your own address, and you could say, look, it's 2 blocks down roughly. We as neighbor prosecutors we have access to a system on which we could basically mail warning letters and educational materials to the entire block. Well, there's a way for you to get rid of your illegal fireworks. So you can either call the police, your local police station, make an appointment with the senior lead officers. They may come and pick them up for you, or you may be able to drop them off if you make an appointment. They will accept them. We're hoping that people learn to do things that are good for their community, which means be mindful of your neighbors all summer long.
Councilmember Herb Wesson was back in the neighborhood this weekend. This time he was on a mission to make sure every four-legged constituent that needs a meal gets one. Take a look.
All right, take care of that doggy.
All right, then, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. People need everything right now, and that's what folk need to understand. We're dealing with unprecedented challenges. Some might have to make a choice between feeding themselves and feeding their dogs. So we're providing dog food, cat food, and kitty litter. I am a dog person. I have 3 dogs, and they mean the world to me, just like they mean to the 400 people that we're going to service today. We got some good food for you, Iva. All right. Take care. What's his name?
Luigi.
Luigi. Luigi. You hungry, Luigi? All right, so we got a couple of dog foods, and then didn't you say cat?
Yep, cat right here.
Cat.
I have 6 puppies and their mother. They are miniature terriers, wire hair terriers, and they're lovable little dogs. Lovable. My goal is to make them into passion dogs for seniors, and they're small dogs, so they can't really eat all the large food particles, so it helps out tremendously. Animals are part of the family.
Somewhere between having the response to COVID-19 under control and selected businesses beginning to open, there is the continuing need for residents to get tested. We shadowed Jessica Kellogg of the Emergency Management Department during her COVID-19 antibody test.
I'm interested in the different options of COVID testing, and I'm about to get the antigen test to see if I've been exposed to COVID-19 or if I have built up antibodies. I've been working for the last almost 4 months during this Safer at Home experience, and even though the testing is available through the city, I wanted to know if I had been exposed to the virus, and then I will make the decision to continue to get tested hereafter.
We have you fill out a consent, kind of give you a, this is what you need to know, this is what's going to happen. Then we do the test, and then we sit and wait and talk. After the test, be you positive or negative, we talk about that. If you're positive, which means you have IgG antibodies and IgM antibodies, that means that your body has actually brought in immunity. Not necessarily, I don't want to say immunity because that sounds such a broad term, but your body's been fighting it. Your body knows how to address it.
It's similar to a pregnancy test as far as like putting a solution in there and then waiting for it to read out. So.
If I do have the antibodies, I will try to continue to live a healthy lifestyle by eating healthy, exercising, taking care of my mental well-being, and I will go and sign up for a test through the city of Los Angeles.
This is your IgG, this is your IgM. As you can see, no line, which means it's negative. You don't have any antibodies.
Okay. A legal housing clinic helps residents on weekends. LAUSD continues its summer lunch program, and the start of the school year is still in question. All this and more up next on City Beat.
With the LAUSD academic year starting August 19th, Superintendent Austin Buettner has said no decision has been made about students returning to school facilities. Cases in COVID-19 have been increasing, and LAUSD wants to present the best and safest ways for students to receive their education. A recent survey has noted that 59% of the families would be comfortable sending their children back to school, 20% would not be comfortable, and 21% are uncertain. Buettner has said that testing and contact tracing should be mandatory to prevent the spread at schools. The California Women's Law Center is hosting free legal housing clinics that connects attorneys with tenants who may have questions pertaining to their legal rights. The workshops are held every 2 weeks on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. via phone and online platforms. To find out when the next workshop happens or to receive free advice, visit California Women's Law Center at cwlc.org. Los Angeles Al Fresco is a new program launched by Mayor Eric Garcetti to help support outdoor dining. The program is designed to aid restaurants with safety compliance in coordination with LA County of Public Health. Through this program, the city allows restaurants to provide dining on sidewalks, private lots, closed streets, and curbside. Los Angeles Al Fresco gives patrons the opportunity to enjoy their favorite restaurants with safety guidelines in place. The City of Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks will be providing free lunch from June 29th to August 14th for children up to 18 at selected LA City Park sites. This summer, free grab-and-go walk-up style meals will be provided for pickup. The goal of the Summer Food Service Program, SFSP, ensures children receive at least one nutritious and balanced meal when school is not in session. The lunches meet all the USDA nutrition standards as well as the city's good food purchasing policy.
Los Angeles has seen a flood of resources to help families and their pets weather the quarantine. Earlier, we saw Herb Wesson help out with free pet food. Now, Blue Collar Working Dog is stepping up to help with low-cost pet vaccinations. Check it out.
Today we're having a vaccine clinic that shows up once a month. They offer inexpensive vaccines for dogs and cats. They do microchipping, they trim nails, and then we also have a dental clinic going on today as well.
I came first to get their teeth cleaned inside, but then I also saw that they had a clinic, so I'm going to get a rabies vaccine too. It's definitely worth it. She's my best friend, particularly with quarantine. Like, I don't know what I would have done without them the past 3 months. I'm such a happier, better person for having these two around, I think. Yeah.
They go around to different stores, and today, every fourth Saturday of the month, they show up here, 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m.
I think for what I need, I like the express care of it, and it's convenient with the time. What's the point of having an animal if you're not going to take care of it? It's like having a kid, you know. I'd rather have them vaccinated, protect them.
Some local restaurants have been permitted to reopen as long as they follow strict cleanliness and social distancing guidelines set forth by the LA County Department of Public Health. Well, there's one cafe in Echo Park that has found a clever way to follow the rules and give its guests a unique dining experience. Take a look.
We were slated to open the week lockdown started. We pushed our opening back, so we waited a month. Everybody sheltered in place for a month, and then we immediately opened our doors for takeout and curbside. We are located in the community, and we felt like it was important for us to service our community. So we immediately jumped into action when Mayor Garcetti extended the usage of parking lots and sidewalks. We put some greenhouses to create some private dining, which we call our bungalows. They are completely enclosed. We put some tables and chairs for private dining. They do have a window as well. And we really just wanted to keep the magical feeling while providing an extra layer of safety.
I think it's great. I mean, I was here for dinner last night. I ate with my husband in there, and it was completely socially distant. We felt safe and secure and glad to be out. I'm still cautious of the general, trajectory of COVID, and that makes me nervous just in life. But I don't feel, that's not my driving force when I come here. I mean, this to me is kind of like a respite from that storm.
There's, of course, concerns. We're taking every step possible to keep everything super sanitized, clean, safe, but still make people have an experience.
A lot of people are finding hard to cook, are finding hard to have like comfort food right now, and we're just trying to work with the community as close as possible so that the community feels supported by Lady Bird.
Gather for Good is a nonprofit whose goal is to put professionals in the food industry together with worthy causes and to make a difference in the way that only their industry can. Their most recent campaign, Pies for Justice, was a hugely successful online charity event, thanks in part to chef de cuisine Martin Drellick and his restaurant, Hatchet Hall. Here's their story.
We thought that pastries and coffee were a good way to bring people together and have, as a vehicle for conversation and as a vehicle to help heal.
The last big event that we just finished was Pies for Justice, and it was to support Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, as well as the Gathering for Justice. Those were the two charities that we were raising money for. And it was incredible. I mean, we were able to sign on over 70 different LA-based chefs. It was one crazy bake sale. We sold out in less than 5 minutes. It was about 4 minutes to be exact. Yeah. And we did it online.
I know Sherry from going to the farmers market every week, and she had asked me if we wanted to take part in it. Obviously, it's an important time right now, so there's a great opportunity to just get to be able to help, and donate something to the cause. So I was fortunate to be able to help.
We knew this was a moment in time that we really wanted to address. The food community is very diverse, and we think of the food community as family.
While the size of protests in Los Angeles has shrunk in recent weeks, residents are still gathering in the streets and in the parks, marching and making their voices heard. One group of activists, Drums and Dance for Justice and Peace, marched in Echo Park.
All of us are trying to find our voice and make sure that we're being heard. I think the point is to put pressure on people who do have that power to protect Black people and people on the LGBTQ spectrum.
Not right to just let it go on and turn our faces away and pray it away and elect it away. We, the people, have to do something now for our future generation. The future generation woke up.
Nobody should be marginalized. No one should be pushed aside. Nobody should be made to feel less than or other or anything. So our goal is out here is just really to make sure that people don't feel that way. No person should be afraid just to live.
Whether being killed, whether being subjugated, this system is broken and we need to rebuild it. And this is the start, this is the revolution. Stay tuned.
Small business is responsible for the lion's share of our private sector employment here in Los Angeles. And small businesses create an eclectic environment here. What can you predict for our small businesses about the future of opening in California?
Reopening has been, as many of you know, has been structured into 4 different phases with guidance for various industries. And we're currently in phase 2 of the reopening. I would encourage you all to visit our COVID website. It's covid19.ca.gov. It provides guidelines and guidance to local businesses and industry, both in terms of what can be open, and also the adjustments that businesses need to make to ensure that their workforce is safe and protected.
Yeah, one thing that the small businesses have learned during this epidemic is the fact that many of them won't have the same business model when this is all over. And so they're learning how to pivot. I think that that's important because the economy will change. The demand for certain services will not be the same, like restaurants, barbershops, beauty salons, and the whole shot. So I think that for the long term, for the future, companies will always think about what if.
We recently launched a website with resources and toolkits for small businesses. It is called Outsmart Disaster, and it was developed with the mindset of disasters impacting small businesses' ability to be able to continue.
I'm so concerned that we need to retain this small business vitality that makes Los Angeles so vibrant. And we need to do it in a way that we come back beyond normal to a whole new level where the principles of equity and inclusivity and sustainability and livability are at the core of the next version of Los Angeles. We're just getting started.
Learn how to cook jackfruit with an online class. The Fleet Mac Wood Remix Party returns. Or take a rescue dog for a walk. All this next on Virtual Things to Do.
Join Jocelyn Ramirez for an online series of cooking classes where she shares your favorite Todo Verde recipes from her new cookbook, La Vida Verde, plant-based Mexican cooking with authentic flavor. Some recipes include their queso fresco, jackfruit al pastor, fritada tacos, mole colorado, and more. Classes for the month of July will also be teaching recipes not found in La Vida Verde, like mushroom chilaquiles and jackfruit torta ahogada. Classes will be held online on the weekends. To join this interactive online class, visit todoverde.org/online classes. Hungry for lobster? Cousins Maine Lobster brings authentic Maine lobster to unique neighborhoods across the USA by way of their food trucks, food halls, and brick-and-mortar restaurants. And they will soon be in a SoCal neighborhood near you. Swing by the food truck and catch your next fresh and delicious lobster dinner. Cousins Maine will next drop anchor at LA's Visconti on Saturday, July 11th between 5 and 9 p.m. For more details, visit cousinsmainelobster.com. Relaxing stroll through the Venice canals while helping walk rescue dogs and giving them a day out. Famous as the spots in so many films and shows, Bohemian Venice Beach is the perfect setting to lend a hand to dogs in need and to get them seen by the public for adoptions. This walk will focus on the dogs and sightseeing with proper social distancing. These rescue dogs are really ready to get out and exercise and meet people. They can't wait to meet you. So come and join the fun and help out the pups at the Venice Rescue Dog Walk, Thursday, July 9th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. For more information, check out their listing on Eventbrite. The Fleet Mac Wood Remix Party is back with a fun-filled live stream Friday, July 11th, beginning at 4 p.m. With a curated and created assortment of remixes and edits, they've shared their passion with like-minded partiers at some of the best festivals and clubs in the world. On its 8th birthday, this party stream will be including some footage from their previous parties, twirling into your home with 1-hour live stream DJ set from Fleet Mac Wood HQ. They keep playing Fleetwood Mac remixes and music they love for until late. Don't miss Fleet Mac Wood Fridays, a remix party. To join in on the live stream, check out twitch.tv/FleetMacWood. And that's a look at some virtual things to do.
That's it for this edition. I'm Saida Pagan. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.